So hello everyone and welcome to Career Launcher. So in today's class, we are going to discuss about important military exercises. Okay, now the first and the most important thing is we have not completed this year. So we are actually, will be discussing especially the military exercise that happened from January till June, the first half of 2026. Because when it comes to the second half, we are still waiting for it. Some of the important ones, which are upcoming ones also, we will discuss a little bit. That is what the idea is. We'll be talking about important military exercises that happen in 2026. We'll not go very much in detail about 2-3 years back, etc. But most of them will be of the 2026, the first half. Okay. So let us begin without wasting our time. And you all had requested for this, and that is why I have decided to discuss this. So let us begin with the first topic. The first topic says, or the first question says, India conducted joint military exercise Cyclone 4 with which country? Qatar, UAE, Bahrain, Egypt. Please write in the comments. Okay, this is a recorded video, but the idea is you can write it on yourself or think the answer in your brain. And then whenever I answer it, you can match the answer. So the right answer, exercise Cyclone 4, is actually with Egypt. You can see 8th April 2026. Indian Army contingent has departed for Egypt to participate in the 4th edition of India-Egypt Joint Special Forces Exercise Cyclone 4, to be scheduled at Anshas from 9 to 17th April 2026. Okay, that is what you should be knowing. So the right answer is D is the right answer to this question. Okay, so आप देख सकते हो where is Anshas. So this is India. So this is a globe view actually. इसीलिए आपको tilted लग रहा होगा. This is Egypt, and here you will find this city called as Anshas. And where near to it, you will find this. This is a river. I'm sure you must have heard this river called as Nile River. Very famous river in ancient, even from history. Also, we have seen a lot of occasions where Nile River was being discussed, even the history. Okay, so that's what you should know. D is the right answer to this question. And recently, actually, we have seen this is formed as a result of mixture of a blue Nile actually comes here, something roughly like this. White Nile comes from Ethiopia. It meets and then it forms Nile River. So this is blue Nile. This is white Nile. And this actually on white Nile, Ethiopia is making a dam that is called as GERD, Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. And because of which actually Egypt is not very happy, because of course the water will be blocked, it will be reduced. So both white Nile and blue Nile meets at Khartoum, the capital of Sudan. And I'm sure you must be aware, right now we are seeing an unfortunate Sudan civil war also. We have made a separate video on it. So go to the live section of our YouTube channel, scroll down, you will find it. Sudan civil war, we have made a separate video. You can watch that. Okay. Let us move on. Yes, exercise Cyclone 4, India and Egypt, 9 to 17th April, Anshas. Okay, that is what you should be knowing about. So it is actually a counter-terrorism operation in desert, semi-urban terrains. So when we are talking about desert, you have to apply some logic also. So when we are talking about desert, right, cyclone, exercise Cyclone is actually Egypt. So let's move on further. Exercise Khanjar is a joint military exercise between which two countries? India and Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan. Now, I'll tell you why, because we'll have a lot of exercise, and it is very difficult to rote learn all of them. So there has to be some sort of, I would say, some tricks to remember it. Like, for example, we have Kaz Ind. Aapne suna hoga. This year we have not seen right yet, but Kaz means Kazakhstan, and Ind means India. Okay. Similarly, we have Slinex. That means Sri Lanka, India. Sri Lanka, India naval exercise. Similarly, we have Simbax. So Singapore, I have told you these tricks even in the earlier classes. Singapore, India, maritime, bilateral exercise. Bilateral means between two countries, exercise. Okay. Similarly, we have Mathri. I have told you how to remember Mathri. So I and T is in the middle. I for India, and T for Thailand. So these are some of the tricks to remember the joint military exercises. And why I'm telling you, because actually it is not possible to rote learn every of them. So that's why I'm suggesting. Next is the question is Khanjar. How to remember Khanjar? It starts from K. There are only two Ks here. So eliminate these two. Now I've told you actually it is for India and Kazakhstan we have Kaz Ind, right? Second, you should remember like this. K is there and R is there. Here is K there and R there. You will find very few countries' name which starts from K and has a R in the name. As far as I remember, there is no any other such country. It starts from K, and there is a R inside it in the middle of the name. So you can see KR, Khanjar, Kyrgyzstan, KR. So when you read Khanjar, so K and R पर जोर पड़ रहा है. You are focusing on Khanjar, right? Kyrgyzstan, so K and R you are focusing on it, right? So the answer is B. This is how you can remember it. This is the way actually I have remembered. So you can also apply some logics and tricks. The reason is very simple, because you cannot rote learn everything blindly. आप आंख बंद करके नहीं रट सकते हो, कुछ ना कुछ आपको ट्रिक्स निकालना होगा, and that is the best trick. Okay. Now Khanjar between India and Kyrgyzstan, and 4th to 17th February 2026. It happened in Misamari, Assam. 4 फरवरी से 17 फरवरी तक ये हुआ था. 17 फरवरी. Misamari is where? So this is Assam. Let me make this is the state of Assam. And here is Misamari. And I'm sure you must be aware, since we are talking about it, there's a river which starts from here near Lake Mansarovar. It takes a U-turn and goes like this. And it is called as Yarlang Sangpo. In Tibet, it is called as Brahmaputra in Assam. Now, please answer me in the comment section what it is called in Arunachal Pradesh. What is the name of Brahmaputra in Arunachal Pradesh? Write in the comments. Okay. So you can see these images. This is India's flag and this is Kyrgyzstan's flag, and this is actually the exercise that is being conducted. So we are talking about Kyrgyzstan. So where is India? This is Kyrgyzstan. This one. If you go directly north, you will find this. Okay. And now please tell me also one more question. What is the capital of Kyrgyzstan? Okay. One more thing, since it has been very much asked in the exam. So this region of India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, this is called as South Asia. And these countries are actually called as Central Asia. And we have seen, if you see the CLAT 2021 paper, they had asked about this, Central Asia and all. Okay, so these types of questions are generally asked in the exam. You should know it. So this region is Central Asia. And in many other exams, I'm not saying only one exam. If you see, this is actually a very prominent GK current affairs question for all the exams. Central Asia कहाँ पे लाई करता है? So Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan. जिसमें भी लास्ट में स्थान लगा है, except Pakistan and Afghanistan. All the Stan countries are actually Central Asian countries. I'm not saying Azerbaijan, it is Jan here. So do not include Azerbaijan in Central Asia. Okay? Stan countries, excluding Pakistan and Afghanistan, they are actually Central Asian countries. Okay? Next is Dharma Garjan is a joint military exercise between India and which country? Tajikistan, Japan, Russia, Uzbekistan. What is the right answer to this question? So Dharma Garjan काफी prominently news में रहता है. I'm sure you must be aware. The right answer is option B. Japan is the right answer to this question. It happened in Chaubatia, Uttarakhand. Exercise Dharma Garjan. Chaubatia in Uttarakhand. Okay, from 24th February to 9th March 2026. ठीक है? So here is Uttarakhand है ना? और यहीं पे exercise हुआ है, चौबातिया जगह. Okay. Oh, so it is between India and Japan. So I'm sure you must be aware. Here is India. This is Japan. The capital of Japan is Tokyo. ठीक है? इतना पता होना चाहिए. Next is La Mitra. ये काफी ज़्यादा भी recently news में था. So you should be knowing about it. La Mitra is a joint military exercise between India and Seychelles. So C is the right answer to this question. 9th March को ये news में Seychelles Defense Academy में ये हुआ. 9th March को. ठीक है? La Mitra is actually Creole is the language spoken in Seychelles, and it means friendship in Creole language. So La Mitra means friendship in Creole language. ठीक है? That is what you should be knowing. So where is India? This is Seychelles. है ना? ये Seychelles है. And somewhere here you will find Maldives. And somewhere here you will find Mauritius. Why I'm discussing it, we have seen question last year in CLAT with regards to which of the following is not a member of SARC, or which of the following is a member of SARC. So Maldives is a member, but Mauritius is not a member of SARC, South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. So it's a grouping of South Asian countries, and this region is called as South Asia. ये सब ध्यान रखना है. These are important things. Okay. Next is Dastalik is a joint military exercise between India and which country? Now, how to remember it? A very interesting way of remembering it. That is how I have remembered. Dekho. These are some of the tricks. You see it. This is UZ. This is US. Now, very similar. So that's why I have remembered it is actually between India and Uzbekistan. Okay. Dastalik. Okay. So A is the right answer. 12th April, you can see. The select exercise happened between India and Uzbekistan. Actually, है ना? This is being conducted at Uzbekistan, Namangaram. Last one, the last year happened in on Pune. On यहाँ पे पुणे में जगह है, वहां हुआ था last year वाला. But this year actually it happened in Namangaram, Uzbekistan. So there's a place in Uzbekistan where it happened. Now, one more question which is a very prominent question and asked in many exam actually, that founder of Mughal Empire. Who was founder of Mughal Empire? Babur. He came to India in 1526 AD by defeating Ibrahim Lodi in Battle of Panipat first. Okay. So questions that are asked is ki Babur was originally from which modern day country? Which country? So it is actually modern day Uzbekistan. That is very important because very few people know. People will guess Iran, Afghanistan or some other country, but the answer is Uzbekistan. Okay. That is why sometimes these types of questions are asked in the exam. Okay. I hope everything is crystal clear. Now let's move on. Vayu Shakti 2026 is an exercise involving which armed forces of India? Indian Coast Guard, Indian Navy, Army or Air Force? So the right answer to this question is actually Indian Air Force. D is the right answer to this question. Vayu Shakti exercise happened in Pokhran firing range. So D is the right answer. But you know, the most important thing is Pokhran is more important. We have seen questions in Pokhran with respect to Pokhran. So basically this is the state of Rajasthan. And here you will find Pokhran on the western region near the Jaisalmer district. And why it is important, I'm sure you must be aware, because we have seen 2 nuclear tests conducted by India. Okay, the first one actually was in 1974. Pokhran 1 was conducted during Indira Gandhi ji time, when Indira Gandhi ji was the Prime Minister. And actually, it was Operation Smiling Buddha. Okay. Next one happened in 1998 when Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji was the Prime Minister, and it was Operation Shakti. So it is also famously called as Pokhran 2. And I'm sure you must be aware, APJ Abdul Kalam sir became famous from here. APJ Abdul Kalam. Okay, that is what you should be knowing. And D is the right answer to this question. Now, let us move on to the next one. So, इसमें क्या था कि it was an Air Force exercise, last वाला जो था, है ना? No other country participated, Indian, so it was just an Indian Air Force participation, है ना? That is what you should know. Next is RIMPAC is the world's largest international military warfare. It is held at which place? Andaman Nicobar, Hawaii Island, Cook Island, Solomon Island. Think the answer in your brain, and then you can see the answer. Like, है ना? So you'll pause the video, think, and then you try to answer the question. Okay, that's the idea because it's a recorded video. Right answer is option B, Hawaii Island, which you will find where? In which ocean? So you'll find it in Pacific Ocean, controlled by America. Okay, so Rim of the Pacific exercise, or what we call it as RIMPAC, is the world's largest international maritime warfare exercise held biennially, means every 2 years. During June and July. Okay, it happens in around Honolulu, Hawaii. So where exactly it is? So this is India, this is America, this is Pacific Ocean, this is Hawaii Island, है ना? Hawaii Island controlled by America, and Honolulu is one of the city. Okay, that's what you should be knowing. So you can say first RIMPAC held in 1971 involved forces like Australia, Canada, New Zealand, UK, etc. है ना? Other participants are Chile, France, India also has been participating in this exercise. Okay, that is what you should be knowing about. So very soon you will see this. Okay. There's a report with regards to that a biennial RIMPAC exercise will bring 31 nations. So 31 nations this year. From 24th June to 31st July it will be happening. So that's why it is very, very important. Very soon we'll be having this. Okay. ये आपको पता होना चाहिए. ठीक है. So ये हो गया. B is the right answer. Next is है ना. So you can read about it. And recently we are completing 250 years of US independence. So I'm sure you must be aware. 4th July 1776, US became independent. So this year on 4th July, USA will be celebrating 250 years of independence. Okay. Another thing, what is the theme of RIMPAC this year? Partners, integrated and prepared. This is the theme. Okay. ठीक है, तो ये सब छोटी छोटी चीजें हैं, these are small things you should be aware of. Let's move on to the next one. The next is what is correct about Tarang Shakti. So Tarang Shakti is India's largest what? So bilateral means two countries are participating. Multilateral means more than two countries. Multiple countries are participating. So it's actually India's largest multilateral air exercise. ठीक है, Exercise Tarang Shakti is a biennial, again every 2 years. A multinational air combat exercise. The first exercise previously planned in 2023 was held. Actually, it was planned in 2023, but was held in August, September 2024. So it is a 2 years, every 2 years it happens. So this year also we will be having very soon. Exercise Tarang Shakti. So first edition, this was the first edition that happened in 2024. Where actually countries from Australia, France, Germany, Greece, Japan, Singapore, Spain, Sri Lanka, these actually countries participated. Okay, that is what you should be knowing about. So this year in September, around September, we'll be having the second edition that will happen very soon. So Indian Air Force and other friendly Air Force countries will be invited. So please keep watching that, keep following that. If it will be in the news, of course, it becomes important. So we have seen only once this event happening in 2024. This year, it will be happening for the second time. Because biennial likha hai na, every 2 years it happens. So first it happened in 2024. So ideally it should happen this year in 2026. That's why it is important for this year also. ठीक है. So आप देख सकते हैं लास्ट टाइम जब हुआ था 16 जून 2024 का इंडिया टू होस्ट फर्स्ट मल्टीनेशनल एयर एक्सरसाइज तरंग शक्ति इन अगस्त. ये काफी न्यूज में आया था एंड अदर कंट्रीज पार्टिसिपेटेड. सो यू कैन सी दीस वर द इमेजेस दैट वर शोन. तरंग शक्ति ये आई थिंक राफेल जेट है. एंड हु हैज मैन्युफैक्चर्ड राफेल जेट? Who has manufactured Rafale jet? We have bought it actually from France, manufactured by a French company called as Dassault Aviation. Okay, these are important things you should be knowing. Next is Equivarian is a joint military exercise between India and which country? Malaysia, Myanmar, Mauritius, Maldives. What is the right answer to this question? So again, the right answer actually is between India and Maldives. So D is the right answer. So last year in December, it did not happen in January, but still I am covering it. Last year in December, it happened in Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala. And actually, Maldives, the language spoken is called as Devi language. And in Devi language, it means friends. Like Seychelles ka Lamithya hai. Seychelles, India Seychelles exercise called as Lamithya. It also means friend in Creole language. In their language, Creole. So here, Devi language is used. And friends, actually, it means friends. Okay. So here is India. Somewhere here you will find Maldives island and group of islands, and Malé is the capital, and it is very near to Kerala, right? That's why the event happened in Kerala's Thiruvananthapuram last year in December. Okay. Now, let's move on to the next one. Military exercise, we are doing it with France. Let us know something about it. And I'm sure you must be aware, recently Modi ji visited France also. We'll be having G7 summit. We'll have a class on that. So that's why it's important. And India has a very good relations with France. So in 2015, India and France established on the sideline of COP21, we had established International Solar Alliance also. And it's a joint initiative of India and France. So similarly, India and France has a very good relations. So first we are having Exercise Shakti. It's a biennial. Again, every 2 years it happens. It's a military exercise, army exercise between Indian Army and French Army. Next is Exercise Garuda. It's an Air Force exercise between India and France. Next is Exercise Varuna. It's a naval exercise between India and France. You know how I have remembered? You'll be surprised to know. But that is how I have remembered. This might be little, like sometimes people get confused. Kaun sa wala, which one is of Air Force, which one is of Navy, etc. So Varuna last में NA है, NA से Navy. That is how I have remembered. This is very funny. Garuda. देखो, when a helicopter lands, तो क्या होता है? हिंदी में लोग कहते हैं गर्दा उड़ता है. गर्दा मतलब क्या होता है? Pollution. When a helicopter lands, when an Air Force flight will land, or a helicopter of Air Force will land, what will happen? The dust comes out. That's called as garda in Hindi. So I have remembered like this. So that is related with Air Force. Okay. And the third one that is left is related to Army. Okay. This is just, this might be funny, but it is a way of remembering it. Okay. तो आप इस तरह याद कर सकते हो. Which one is of Air Force, which one is of Navy, and which one is of military. Okay, so this is between India and France. So whenever this exercise will happen, you should follow that. Usko dhyan rakhiega, because generally India and France is having very good relations. We have bought Rafale jets. We are in a process of buying Rafale M jets, marine jets for our INS Vikrant ship. And these are the things. Then there are a lot of other relations. I think UPI is also functional there in France, etc. So that's what you should know. Last year also we had seen AI Summit that happened in France. It was hosted by France, but it was co-chaired by France and India both. Okay. So these are small, minute things you should know about it. Next is exercise Sea Dragon is being held. अब देखो कुछ लोग इसमें लॉजिक लगाएंगे. थिंक द आंसर इन योर ब्रेन एंड यू विल बी थिंकिंग कि ड्रैगन जो है ना वो चाइना को कहते हैं. इट्स ट्रू. ड्रैगन इज एक्चुअली चाइना एट इंटरनेशनल लेवल, है ना. ड्रैगन वर्ड कहा जाता है. बट हियर एक्चुअली सी ड्रैगन एक्सरसाइज इज नॉट कंडक्टेड बाय चाइना, इट इज बाय यूएसए. देखो 17 अप्रैल 2026 इंडियन नेवी ज्वाइंस यूएस लेड ड्रिल सी ड्रैगन इन गुआम आइलैंड. अगेन वेयर इट इज दिस आइलैंड इज वेयर. सो नेवी फोर्सेज ऑफ ऑस्ट्रेलिया, जापान, न्यूजीलैंड एंड अदर्स, है ना. सी ड्रैगन बीइंग हेल्ड एट नियर गुआम दिस मंथ. इसमें ऑस्ट्रेलिया, जापान, न्यूजीलैंड वगैरह सब है. ठीक है. सो गुआम जो है अगेन वही है जो पैसिफिक ओशन में. लेट मी शो वेयर एग्जैक्टली इट वाज. तो यहाँ पे हवाई आइलैंड दिख रहे हो, समवेयर है यहीं पे कहीं पे मिलेगा आपको इस रीजन में समवेयर. गुआम आइलैंड दैट इज ऑल्सो कंट्रोल्ड बाय यूएसए एंड इट इज ऑल्सो इन पैसिफिक ओशन. ये भी पैसिफिक ओशन में यूएस के द्वारा कंट्रोल्ड है. ठीक है. ये हो गया. आगे चलते हैं. नेक्स्ट इज ये हो गया डन, है ना. नेक्स्ट इज एक्सरसाइज प्रगति 2026 इज अ मल्टीलैटरल एक्सरसाइज दैट हैपेंड वेयर. प्रगति 2026 का एक्सरसाइज कहां हुआ. सो द राइट आंसर एक्चुअली ये तो गुआम वाला हो गया ना. द राइट आंसर एक्चुअली इज मेघालय उमरोई. ठीक है. देखो गुआम यहाँ पे मैंने गलती से बता दी, ये हवाई है, यहाँ पे गुआम आइलैंड है. मैंने मिस्टेकली यहाँ पे बता दिया था, ये यहाँ पर एकदम है दिस गुआम आइलैंड कंट्रोल्ड बाय अमेरिका. ठीक है. इन पैसिफिक ओशन. ओके. This is the place, है ना. Okay, we're talking about exercise Pragati 2026. It happened where? It happened in Umroi, Meghalaya. Umroi, Meghalaya. Okay. Now what is special? है ना. 30th May 2026. Recently it has been conducted, है ना. So अगर आप देखोगे इसमें countries, foreign troops from India, Bhutan, Cambodia, Malaysia, Maldives, Myanmar, Nepal, Philippines, Seychelles, Sri Lanka, Vietnam, Indonesia. तो mostly countries are from इस region. इस region के countries participate किए. साउथ एंड साउथ ईस्ट एशिया, है ना. आप देख लो कंट्रीज, मोस्ट ऑफ देम फ्रॉम दीज रीजन्स पार्टिसिपेटेड. ठीक है. इट हैपेंड इन उमरोई. दिस इज मेघालय एंड इन मेघालय यू विल फाइंड उमरोई वेयर दिस मिलिट्री एक्सरसाइज हैपेंड. नेक्स्ट है साझा शक्ति, है ना. ये एक मिलिट्री सिविल फ्यूजन एक्सरसाइज है, मिलिट्री और सिविलियन मिला करके, सिविलियन पुलिस फोर्स ऑफ कोर्स, है ना. सो यू कैन सी इट हियर, है ना. So basically Maharashtra Police, Force 1, firefighting departments, Indian Army and other civilian agencies participated in this. ठीक है. आप देख सकते हो, these are some of the images of that. Next है Malabar naval exercise, very important. आपको पढ़ाया गया होगा quadrilateral security dialogue. Quadrilateral security dialogue. This is a grouping of USA, Japan, India and Australia. Okay. So these four countries are actually doing a naval exercise called as Malabar exercise. Now basically, but it was not originally linked with Quad exercise. Always remember, Malabar exercise used to happen between only India and US in 1992. Over a period of time, Japan joined and Australia joined. So this is actually way before actually it became famous. The Quad started in 2017 and from 2007 onwards, from 2017-18, it started becoming prominent. But by coincidentally, today, the Malabar exercise happens between those four nations which are part of Quad. India, US, Japan and Australia. Okay. So if the Malabar exercise will happen very soon or this year, so please follow it where it has happened, which location they can ask. And Malabar, I'm sure you must be aware, Malabar is actually a coast in Kerala. So Malabar coast, we call. And the name of it actually is a Malabar naval exercise. India, US, Japan. Australia rejoined in 2020. Hai na? So that is what you should know. Originally, it was done between India and US only in 1992 along the Malabar coast in Kerala. So gradually it started expanding and it started happening at other places also. Okay. That's what you should know. So last year, 2025, it happened, South Pacific Ocean. And Guam Island. Again, Guam Island in Pacific Ocean, it had happened. Although the name remains Malabar, which is named after a coast in Kerala, but still you should remember that now it is not only happening in Malabar, Kerala, it is happening at different places. So let us wait for 2026 if it will happen this year. Most likely it will happen. So we'll actually follow that in the news. So this is all about today's class. Thank you everyone. Please subscribe to our channel, press the like button, share this video.